to the left, looking for the first down. Nice job to get him past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35. Caught in the backfield. It's James. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
You know, the short passing game is a great go-to weapon for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable, obviously, but it also allows you to see how the defense is going to react and play you. So for coordinators...
He's going to let one fly down the middle. Oh, he can't hang on to the football. A big play sitting right there for the taking, and they can't get it done early in this one. Here they come, facing 3rd and long from the 40. Brown wants to pass. Going back to the well, another deep ball. Holds it in on the left. Touchdown, Golden Bears! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him. Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the PAT makes it 7-0.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. Off the play fake on first down. Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. There he goes. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. On the option. Plows through the defense. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
And playing the option, man, consistently playing responsibility football. Nice job by the defense being where they're supposed to be. This option will just keep giving it to you over and over and over again, and you got to pass those tests.
They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The Knights come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Leaves it with the running back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Love the job by the defense here with their eye discipline. That's an RPO. It can be tricky to locate the football, but they found the running back quickly. Those linebackers and DBs really came screaming down to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
The Knights have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Gets the back moving. Trying play action. Starting to feel a little pressure. He tried to get away, but the defense was able to track him down.
And the defense finally got some momentum going their way. The offense has had some success. Now you got them in the perfect situation, predictable situation, 3rd and long passing situation. Now I'm going to get my speedsters on the field and get ready to rush the quarterback.
Fires deep toward the end zone. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down.
Looks to me on that deep ball like he was forcing it a little bit. You got to be careful as a quarterback. You're not trying to outduel the other guy who just threw a touchdown pass. You're just trying to win the game. So just execute the plays. The ball goes to who it's designed to go to. And if that means you got to turn around and hand it off, then that's what you got to do. But I think on that last deep ball, QB forcing it a little bit.
They'll kick it away after putting up a field goal on that last drive. On the move from inside his 5. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Brown will throw it. Gonna take a shot. He's got it on the outside. Off to the races. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Cal.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
Looking for blockers. First play of this drive comes from the 27. He'll start this drive going to the air. Looking to the big tight end. He's got it. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the wideout. Got him downfield. Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything. Get the easy game. Don't take a shot down the field all the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy, wide-open opportunities to get some positive chunks.
He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Dropping back, it's Grimes. Gets it out fast. He's got first down yardage as they move it to the 44. Third and short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like to do, Reese. I mean, 3rd and inches, I want to run the quarterback sneak, run the football, but this team fully comfortable throwing the football, and you see why. Easy pitch, easy catch, first down.
Going up top again. Fires left. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
And I think on that last play, that's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball. Man coverage, that guy was not open that time out on the perimeter of the field. Still, he gave him a chance, but that thing had incompletion written all over it from the moment the ball left his hand.
Breaks into the open. He's finally shoved out of bounds at the 23-yard line, and a big pickup on that one.
Well, the offense just taking what the defense gives them there. There's a lot of cushion out in coverage, so that was just too easy for the quarterback. Spits it out, and they pick up the first.
The Knights will have it 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Unloads to the right. Just a little bit too much juice on that one as the freshman was taking a shot.
Well, the good news is he did a nice job reading the coverage. He knew exactly where to go with the football that time. Just a little bit too much on that pass. You wonder if that's just nerves. He's got to settle himself down a little bit.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Got it in the middle, it's Smith. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
I love the start for this quarterback. Like last week, it wasn't his greatest outing. Like, let's put it this way. It wasn't real good at all. He's already surpassed his passing output in this game. So he's completely flipped the script. Nice bounce back already to start this game, too.
And I think that might be an example of the running back maybe trying to do a little bit too much. Everybody wants to try to bounce the ball outside and hit the home run, but in college football at this level, you just need to do a better job taking what the defense gives you.
Got some work to do after that last play, 2nd and 13. Now the play fake. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
And these coaches have these play sheets over there on the sidelines, and there's so many calls they want to call, and they want to make explosive plays, but you got to protect your QB, and he's already been sacked. Now he's hit again. Like, they've got to protect him up front if they want a chance of doing damage on the offensive side of the football.
And they'll get him down inside the 5, but this offense powering for the score. Big turning point as we head into the second and get this game rolling again. So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. He wants to change this route. Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. They'll try to start the second quarter by putting points on the board with a field goal. After making his first field goal, he'll try to put up another with a shorty from 26. It's good. Easy call for the ref. That'll make it a one-possession game. The lead is 8.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Wants to pass. Pressure coming. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. The Golden Bears are in the hurry-up.
And they got to protect their quarterback better up front. They got to give him a little bit more time to make some damage down the field. But look at this. Here they go. No huddle. Back on the line. Make the defense communicate. Maybe you can catch them slipping.
This offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now on this drive. Sacked first down, just thrown an incompletion. So third in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up.
Well, the defense finally has figured it out. That was critical for their confidence because they had been scored on earlier. They had given up a ton of yards. I think they understood the gravity of the situation. Third down, that was critical for them to get off the field, build momentum, build some confidence. Nice job that time by the defense.
And the Golden Bears will line up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He'll field the punt. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
Looking downfield, it's Grimes. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
A good job by this defense. Great job in the secondary. Eyes on the quarterback. They took away the first option, made him go to option 2, made him go through his progression, and then they got time to get home and get a hit on the quarterback.
The option look. He'll toss it. They'll finally make the tackle, but that option was executed to perfection.
And you You kind of thought in that situation QB might keep it, but makes the right read. Gets it to the pitch man, and what does he do? Gets downhill. Get downhill and get that first down. New set of downs. Nice execution on the option by this offense.
Looking to throw on first down. Knocked away, incomplete in the end zone.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Catch in the middle, it's Thomas. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down.
That receiver found the open space in the zone coverage, and as a defense, honestly, you just throw your hands up on that because they covered it pretty well. It was just a good play call and really nice execution.
Quarterback making adjustments. He wants to throw it. Fires to the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
And that's a good job by this defense, man. You drop back, you play really smart, play sound. Understand, there's not a lot of field to cover, and they couldn't fit the ball in a window. Good pass defense.
Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Dropping back, it's Grimes. Under fire. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
That is just what you want defensively, right? Bend, don't break. They drove down the field a little bit. They got 2nd and goal. Boom. Create that negative play. Now they got 3rd and goal. Now they got to make some decisions. Do they want to be conservative? Do they want to be aggressive? Either way, an advantageous situation now for this defense.
Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. And this is a weird move. They're sending out the field goal unit here. And this one will be a 40-yard try from the left hash. It is perfect. That'll cut this lead down to 5. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, your game is a big one, but so is this battle right now inside the American. East Carolina is down, but they are not out of it. Not there inside Dowdy-Finklen Stadium. One of the more enjoyable places to watch a game in all of college football. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to Memphis. We'll circle back. If anything big happens in this clash in the American, you should know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Brown will throw it. Catch in the middle, it's Jacobs. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. And it seems to be a lot easier for the quarterback to find this guy than it is for the defense.
Yeah, and I think this is a guy, Reese, that you can split him out and you can feel comfortable getting the football as many ways as possible because he is one of those matchup problems. Linebackers aren't going to be able to run with him, so...
Oh, he's got some space. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42, and now this offense is clicking.
At the 42, and that's a first down for the offense.
They'll snap this one from the 42. It's 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Oh, they're after him. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds.
It leads to 2nd down.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. They just keep firing. Throws to the wideout. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you can see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
On 3rd down, going up top. Takes a hit as he fires. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he was off to the races, finally tripped up at the 36.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look.
A shot toward the end zone. Just threw that one way too far.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game. Throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
The bounce house is rolling here on 3rd down, trying to help UCF. To the ground to try to move the chains. There he goes. That will be enough to move the chains and give them a 1st down in the red zone at the 14. The Golden Bears come to the line with a new set of downs. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. He put it out there for him, and the senior gave him a chance, but they couldn't make the connection. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Brown wants to pass. Rushes on him. He gets rid of it, but I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, here comes the flag. 3rd and long coming from the 27-yard line. You can make a field goal from here. Just don't take a negative play. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. He won't get there. It'll bring up 4th down.
This is kind of like Vegas and gambling. You got a big completion there on 3rd down. You've set up 4th. You could take the field goal and take the easy money, but you might decide to roll the dice here, stay on the field, and go for it on 4th down, hoping to get a touchdown.
The incomplete pass, 4th down, fails, and they'll turn it over.
Well, they're unable to come up with that one on 4th down, and I remember this as a player. You practice specific plays on 4th down for those types of situations, and you know all week against the scout team, they've gotten really clean looks, easy to execute against. They didn't get a clean look that time, so you chalk it up to the defense and take note of it next time. You might not run that play again if you're in a similar situation.
And I tell you what, I know it's little when these QBs miss and the ball's not right to them, but man, it makes such a difference with yards after the catch, and in this case, even catching the football. It was just a little bit off, and it just made it a little bit difficult for his wide receiver to try to make the catch.
They'll throw it to the back on the screen. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the 1st down marker.
And he didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If you could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
Well, in that down and distance, the quarterback's got to get rid of it so quickly, right? He knows the defense is going to be bearing down on him, so a nice job catching the gun snap and then turning and pivoting, getting it out of his hands quickly and accurately to pick up the first.
Got it in the middle. It's Hughes. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Finds his man. It's Gage. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
They're dealing with a second and long. Looking to throw, it's Grimes. Fires to the right. Just missed his man, gave him just a little too much.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. He slings it deep to the left. Another incompletion on third down.
Now, a fourth down.
The Knights will try to pin them back with the punt. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. They boot it away. No chance for a return. He makes the fair catch at the 26, and that's where they'll go to work. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Looking to throw on first down. Here's a heat. And he just chucks it into the fourth row.
And that goes down as incompletion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the OC will be very happy with the decision of the quarterback. He got outside the pocket. He obviously was, so he's outside the...
He's taking the shot. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
Well, the offense is doing their best to try and at least get into field goal range here at the end of the first half. So they take a vertical shot down the field, but give the defense credit. Lots of eyes back there on the quarterback. They're able to break on the ball and make sure that throw falls incomplete.
The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. And the Golden Bears will boot it away to start the second half. Fielded in the end zone, it's Farmer. He's got great speed. He's got an alley. He's going to get loose. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Knights.
We just went to half, and we drew up all these adjustments and things we got to do differently to take advantage. How about the special teams coming out to start the second half and setting the tone, taking the kick all the way back for 6. You don't draw it up any better than that.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the American. North Texas has some work to do. There's no other way to put it. But the mantra of this program is hard hats, hard work. And if they can chip away here, they may be able to pull this out. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to Florida Atlantic. Ought to be fun, fellas, to see how things play out in this notable matchup in the American.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
The Golden Bears with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Unloads quickly. Fights off a defender. Turning it on. Ripped off a huge shunt play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
And the Golden Bears just got that huge run. They'd love another explosive play. Sends it back in motion. Brown will throw it. Snagged out of the air. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Golden Bears headed quickly to the line. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. And it's picked off at the goal line. He'll try to take it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
And if that don't light your fire, your wood is wet. The best play on a field is when the big boy, the most athletic people on the field, the defensive linemen, make game-changing, awesome, super athletic interceptions.
Lowers that shoulder and delivers the blow. Defense on skates that time. They finally drag him down at the 42.
You know, the RPO game now in college football really puts the defense in a bind, and it forces them just to freeze a half second as they try to distinguish between the running back and the quarterback. Who's keeping the football? On that play, it was the running back, and he made him pay.
Motion from the wideout. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Working on the right. Breaks into the open. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
This tight end is such a weapon because he can line up all over the field. That time he starts in the slot. He's running the corner route against zone coverage. And he's just got athleticism and wiggle and the ability to separate and make big plays. So nice to have a target like that.
The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
Nice quick throw there. And it's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find the rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here in the win.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. The Knights come to the ball trying to pick up this third and short. QB draw. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Looking for a man. It's Grimes. Here comes the heat. He makes a grab. And he will score. Touchdown, UCF. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time. But when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football, be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
The extra point is good, and they have a 9-point lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Bringing the heat. Might be looking to run. He'll try to do it himself.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
Looking to fire. There's the pressure. Man, did he pay for it with that hit as he got rid of the ball.
Get the quarterback off his spot. Make him flush from the pocket. Put a good hit on him. Check, check, check. You want to do everything you can to make the QB uncomfortable. The defense did all three of those on this play and finished it off with a nice lick, nice physical play on the quarterback.
He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Hauls it in, the first down and more. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
Well, that tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. Fourth down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
And the Golden Bears want to pick up the tempo. Gonna run it. It's Jacobs. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. Moving quickly, trying to rattle the D. Smith dropping to pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Jacobs. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
Well, the defense makes the tackle. They give up the first down. They've now got to communicate the next play call. They can't substitute.
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Going the other way, and he's got room. Past the 20. And he's going to run it all the way back. Touchdown, Knights! How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5? It is one thing to come up with the interception. No, don't stop there. Turn it into a score.
Make a big play and don't be content. That's right. Go out and make an even bigger play, and he does it. He makes the pick and then takes it all the way back to the house. Looked like a wide receiver, for goodness sakes. Turn on the Jets, making the big play.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. Bounces through the end zone. At the touchback, they'll bring it out to the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. To the air on first down. Good timing on the quick out. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Quick tempo here for the offense. Pulls it in. It's James. Oh, he's got some space. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down. This offense absolutely humming as they come to the line again. Wants to throw on first down. Lets it fly deep downfield. Touchdown, Golden Bears! They went for it all, and it paid off with the score.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
My philosophy on going for 2 is only when you have to. Smith wants to throw. It's caught. The 2-pointer is good, and now we have a 1-possession game. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd.
22.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Oh, what vision. Wide open, and it's a foot race. A dynamic return, explosive, and got loose on this kick coverage team, and they were barely able to keep him from taking it all the way. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Flips it out on the screen. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory.
22.
They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. Motion from the wide receiver. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
They'll move the wide receiver. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
Timeout, UCF.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Wants to throw. It's Grimes. And it's intercepted. A huge 4th quarter play for this defense. Got room on the return. Past the 10. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Cal!
Really nice drive by this offense. This is a top 10 defense. This is a challenge. They're going to make everything difficult. So when you can make some plays against this defense, you got to absolutely take advantage, create some momentum for your squad. Nice drive by this offense.
Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. They're lining up to kick it off after the pick 6, and that defense will come out feeling it. On the run from inside his own 5. Makes a move. This guy makes you hold your breath when he gets the football in his hands, and that last line of the coverage team, the only thing that stopped him from housing it. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. That last pick 6 after a drive like that, David, can swing the momentum of a game.
The defense is still celebrating. I mean, such a big play. I mean, they gave up some yards but did what they're supposed to do. Now, Jesse, this offense has to put a drive together.
Yeah, they have to recapture some momentum here. What they can't do is go 3 and out and give the ball right back.
Handoff to the lone back. He is going nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
And you're seeing on both sides, really hard to run the football in this one. You've got to give both of these defenses tons of credit. They are so physical up front. These defensive lines can take the game over, and right now, it's tough sledding on the ground.
2nd down coming up. Quarterback making checks. Looking to pass. It's Grimes. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover.
Let's go. Talk about leaving the door open. Yes, please. You think they might run the clock out, run the football consistently? No, sir. They put it in the air. We forced the interception. Great job by the defense. When they needed it the most, they came through.
And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
The big tight end tries to make a catch, and you could tell he extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Back to pass. That's caught. It's Jacobs. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. The earth is shaking. Bounce house living up to its name as UCF tries to get off the field. From the gun, wants to pass. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
The defense uses their 2nd timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. Down a possession here in the 4th, and they'll need to convert on this 4th down. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. The Golden Bears send out the punt unit. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. And nobody able to handle that punt. They'll let it bounce and roll out of bounds. They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
Back to throw, it's Grimes. Looking to scramble. He'll get rid of it. Connection to the right. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. So that penalty is going to cost them the 1st down as they back up, and now it's 2nd down. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. He's got the tight end. Knocked off his feet. You know, David, this is really what game managing is. Nice pickup on 2nd down to help them on the next play.
Yeah, I think people look at that negative sometimes, finding a quarterback that's a game manager. No, use your brain. Set up good situations. I'm way more successful when I can keep those sticks at a more manageable situation, and I'm not as predictable on a 3rd down.
Wide receiver going in motion. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. And the missed connection on third down.
Third and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, fourth down.
The Knights will send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And they'll just down it right there.
Really nice job there by the punter on that one, getting a lot of hang time and allowing the Gunners to get down the field so they could play it off the bounce, down it. Nice coffin corner kick.
They are stuck deep in their own territory and trying to get out, opening the drive from their own 3. They'll give it to the back. Tough run across the 5. He'll get it all the way out to the 8-yard line. And the Golden Bears will hustle to the line. They go to the ground. Drives into the pile just to pick up a 1. They'll spot it at the 10. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. The bounce house is rolling here on third down, trying to help UCF. Smith dropping to pass. Fires to the big fella. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. The upset's been bubbling all day. Now at a full-fledged boil, guys. See if they can finish it off.
Can the underdog hold on? That's the big question right now. They've done so many positive things in this game, David, to put themselves in position to win, but this is the critical moment where your execution has got to be at its best.
And sometimes you start thinking now, and you start letting that clock tick, and you stop kind of playing carefree. Keep doing what you've done all day long to build the lead, finish this thing out, pull off the big upset.
Looking downfield on first down. Pulls it in. It's Jacobs. Finally forced out of bounds. Maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49. Precision execution there to work the sidelines, pick up the first down, and stop the clock.
Yeah, great job by the offense. You got to understand the situation. The clock is the enemy late in the ballgame. Got to have a score. Like you said, Reese, work the outer part of the field so I can catch the football and get out of bounds.
Well, the windows right now to throw into are getting smaller and smaller. How about the defender that time breaking on the ball? It was the hit that caused the incompletion.
Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. He'll pull it down. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact.
It's the fourth quarter. Every second counts, right? It's a one-possession game. We're chasing the QB. He scrambles around, does such a great job getting positive yards, keeping this drive alive. We need a score badly. We've got to keep drives alive like this. Wonderful job.
Brown wants to pass. Trying to get behind the defense. That ball is intercepted at the goal line.
You know, they're going to come back in this game. They're just going to need better decision-making, and they're obviously down right now, but they've got to know when to take shots and know when to check the football down and wait for the right opportunity. That hasn't happened for this young QB.
On first down, he'll just run the quarterback sneak. That doesn't seem very creative. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. The Knights enter the final minute of play, trying to run out the clock. Wide receiver comes in motion. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. From his end zone, looking to throw. Got to take care of the ball. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. And picking up the first down would be nice here, but also important. Get some cushion for the punt team. On the ground, it's Gage. They stop him after a short game, probably just wanted to mitigate the losses with fourth down coming. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. Gets it back, the sturdy Golden Bear offense on its way to the field. And they only need a field goal, and they have to manage the time wisely here.
Yeah, I think you want to manage the clock, Reese. Be smart with your timeout situation. Know where to attack, Jesse, on the field right now.
Yeah, generally you want to attack with your best player. So get them in matchups that you like and get those guys the football.
So now it's second and long. Brown will throw it. Unloads to the wideout. It's caught downfield. Great job in this 2-minute drill as he gets out of bounds, keeping the clock on their side as they're trying to pull it out. Setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 26. Looking to throw on first down. Throwing right. And they won't make the connection, going for the big play.
Well, on that last deep shot, it looked to me like the quarterback probably forced that ball into coverage. But can you really blame him, guys? I mean, these two have already hooked up for 2 touchdowns in the game. If I'm him, I'm thinking the same thing. Even when he's covered, he's open. And he's shown the ability to climb the ladder and make contested catches. So I don't mind him taking another shot there.
Complete to the left. Tight windows, no problem to grab the tackle, and it's first down in the red zone at the 10. Wants to go up top on first down. And to get rid of it quickly. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play.
And obviously that wasn't a great play for this offense, but the defense did their job. They flushed him outside the pocket. But nothing worse than getting tackled in bounds or throwing it for a 4-yard gain, letting that clock tick. Nice job throwing it away, saving as much time as you can.
Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive. Celebration erupts on the sideline as they take the lead in the final seconds. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. They make the stop. The coverage team up to the challenge as they put a stop to the return and an end to the game. Guys, this is a story we see every single year in college football. Ranked teams losing to unranked opponents. Whatever the reasons, it adds to the flavor of the season.
It's so good because we all love the upsets. And then if you're the team that got that ranked win, Jesse, you start to build your resume, start to build some momentum. So this squad got a good win today.
They sure did. They put the rest of college football on alert with that huge win. And for the team losing, they've now got to be able to turn the page. They got to go back, do some soul searching, because they're a much better team than what they showed today.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.